what's up? It's Mike Gallo from Agnostic Front, and you're watching CMS TV.
That is a cry for like everybody just went fucking batshit crazy, stuck to their fucking phones, and it's a control, I think, and it's controlled by bigger people feeding shit into your mind, and it's linking into your mind all your own creativity and of all the stuff that we've lost humankind. You know what I mean? And the only way to reconnect is to stop or minimize it and come to shows, connect with each other. I always talk about that, you know, and that is the most destructive tool there ever is, because that's what's creating the most diversity in the world ever.
Chris Akin Presents. I, of course, am Chris Akin, and today on the show, we get a legend, and I do mean a legend. I'm so happy to be talking with this guy once again. One of my favorite bands of all time, Agnostic Front. They are back. Echoes in Eternity is the record. November the 7th is the date, and here to talk all about it is the Godfather of Hardcore himself, Mr. Roger Miret. Roger, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Chris. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on your show.
Dude, I'm always happy to talk to you guys. I actually talked to Gallo last week about this because I am a hardcore freak. I love it. I love what you guys have done, you know, because you guys set the tone. You set the tone for every Madball and Biohazard and everybody that followed you. And yet you've never put out a bad record like most people do that survive this long. So why don't we start there, man? Talk a little bit about the longevity and about the pressure that you feel personally to not just put out schlock, but to always kind of better yourself from record to record to record.
Okay. You know, honestly, Chris, the true secret to our longevity and our legacy is the fact that, you know, like especially when you come see the band, when you come to the live show, something, you feel like you belong there. You feel like you're witnessing something that's genuine, something that's real. And who doesn't want to be a part of something that's genuine, is real? You can see that there's no bullshit here. You know, these people are real. Everybody around you feels real. You feel very welcomed. And it's just, you know, that's really the truth. You know, like if the minute you start, you know, people start questioning something, this or that, then, you know, that kind of goes away. You know, it's like, keep it real, man. Keep it true. Keep it honest. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And, you know, in return, it always works right back at you. So that's the true secret to our longevity, you know, if you ask me. Musical wise, we you know, our challenges in music, I mean, all our records all sound differently. So we've always been a band that we're really not a studio captured band. We're a live band. Like if you listen to all our records, and they sound collectively differently, but when you hear us playing them, a collection of different parts of different records live, you're like, nah, it all gels, it all works, because we're this live band. And then we go in the studio, and people are trying to get our studio representation, what we do. But you know, truth is, we're this live monster, and we love this live thing more than we like the studio thing. But we love creating music. We love writing music. And I feel like that's a big part of our passion to what we do. You know, we're not one of those bands that are going to sit behind one or two albums and just keep repeating and playing their one or two albums because they can't do anything more, because they're not as passionate, or they're just not as dedicated as we were, you know, and it means more than a paycheck to us. You know what I mean? So we continue to write because we not only are, you know, we're always on a tour with a lot of different bands, a lot of younger bands, and we're always, you know, it's funny because they sit and they want to hear all the stories about the old days, and we'll give them the stories about the old days, and they talk about how we influence them, all this stuff, but they're influencing us too. You know, it's like subconsciously or consciously, we're all in this together somehow. So we're constantly relevant and constantly on the road. So we're always writing stuff because we're inspired. We're inspired all the time. And the same for lyrical wise, like, you know, because of the inspiration of the music, every time most of our writing has always been music first, then I hear something lyrically. It's not really hard to write lyrics with the way the world's going today, you know, or most of our lyrics would tend to be more social political stuff that goes on around me on a day-to-day basis.
Sure.
I'm not really talking about world politics. I don't care about world politics. I'm not a politician. I leave that to the corrupt people that do that shit. I'll make a statement song like Way of War. It's a general statement on how war is just cruel. And it's, we're all driven into this stuff by the higher powers, where it's all greed or whatever it is,
Right.
But, like, we're just constantly and staying relevant and touring and enjoying life. And I think that's what's helped us get through record. And there's a lot of growth there, especially with this new one, Echoes in Eternity. I feel like it's a collection of all our records put in one, a little bit of like a catalog record, but it's also fresh sounding. There's something new about it. There's something special about it, which is cool and unique. And that's something that the Agnostic Front's been doing for a long time. We've been kind of on the forefront of stuff, not purposely. It just happens,
Sure.
The ultimate hub for metal talk is classicmetalshow.locals.com. Get free episodes, social commentary, and VIP exclusive content. It's our online home. That's classicmetalshow.locals.com.
Absolutely. And you're right. This record, I mean, there are some songs that you can listen to on this that it's no question it's Agnostic Front. It could fit on any album in your catalog. Sunday Matinee comes immediately to mind. That could play anywhere for you guys. But then you throw that wrench in there, which I have always loved about you guys. It's my favorite track on this album, Matter of Life and Death. You work with DMC. It's different. It has a fully different vibe, yet distinctly being you guys. Let's talk about that song, man, because like I said, it is easily my favorite song. How does that come about? And were you at all, I don't want to say worried, because I don't think you do that, but were you concerned to try something that was kind of outside the wheelhouse a little bit, bringing in a famed rapper?
No, I wasn't. You know what? Because this was something that was not this particular song, but something was bound to happen with me and Daryl, because Daryl was always calling me and always in touch with us. And he saw the film, The Godfathers of Hardcore. He was blown away. He always told me, man, we were walking parallel lives, man. We like when you guys are doing hardcore, I was doing hip hop. It's like we're really walking parallel lives at the same time, pretty much almost saying the same things. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it was, and then he was always in touch with different people. So we were bound to do something together. And the last time we spoke, and he had some stuff. He would say, "Hey, Roger, then you come in and do this, whatever." I said, "Daryl, we're on tour right now, and I want to do something with you for sure, because I respect you. He's a great dude. The guy's a great person. He's like the Vinny Stigma of that world.
Sure.
He's so what do you call it? Like he's so out there, so generous, so kind, and at the same time he's very enthusiastic and stuff. Like you meet Vinny, talk to anyone, everybody. He's animated,
Sure.
So we left it as that. He came to one of our last shows in Connecticut, and he goes, yeah, man, he was, when are we gonna do that? So I'm like, soon. Let's get through the record, right? And then we were getting through the record, and all of a sudden this song came up. And right when it came up, right when I started doing my lyrical stuff, and I said, man, this producer Mike DeJean, which was a really big part of our record, me and him just clicked. We looked at each other like, this is a song we get Daryl to do something on. Sure as hell. We did my vocal parts, and then I got in touch with Daryl, say, hey, I got a song. He was excited. He was like, sure. You got a song? So he excited. I'm like, I'm gonna send you what I got, and I'm gonna let you do your thing, your way. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, nothing. That's you for the second verse. And when he heard it, he hit me back up. He goes, oh man, this is it, man. This is the greatest song. I can't wait to do it. So we left it as that. Finished on my vocals here in Arizona. I went, and then they're in New York finishing up all the background vocals, and then Daryl came in, and he did his take in two takes. Wow. The first was great, but he just wanted to do it again. And I have a videotape of it. It's cool because I was going to be there, right? And then he just came in and freestyle, had everything in his mind. He just did it. And he started doing all the backups. He was just like so into it. And then when he was done with it, he hits me back up. He goes, yo, Roger, did you hear? I'm like, yes. I'm like, well, it sounds great. He goes, when are we doing the video, man? You know, I'm like, you want to do a video? I'm like, okay, we'll do a video. We just did the video. It's coming out Tuesday, by the way.
Great.
And there's a little preview of it right now going around online. It came out today. But he killed it in a video. The video is amazing. The video is just everything you would. It's fresh and new. The video also too, because it's got elements of both of our lives in it. It's awesome, right? As it walks collectively, like hand in hand, like he said. And then when we're done with the video, he's like, "Yo, when are we gonna play the song live?" You know, I want to play it live. I'm like, "How about Vinny's birthday, June 6th?" Everyone replies, "I'm there. We're doing it right." I'm like, "We're doing it." You know,
that's awesome. What do you think? Last question I'll ask you about him before we move on, but what do you think it is about him that he has stayed so grounded? And what I mean by that is he's clearly climbed the mountain. You know, Run DMC, arguably the most influential band in the history of rap music. And yet he loves what you guys do. He'll go out and play with Rob Dukes and Generation Kill or Patriarchs in Black. He doesn't care. He's true to the music more than almost anybody that has gotten to the highest level. What do you think causes that with him?
You know, if you know him on a personal level like I do, he's a very humble guy.
Okay.
And he loves music, really does. Loves metal, loves heavy music.
Sure.
I mean, you can even tell from when they started doing this, their collaboration with Aerosmith, you know. He told us a story how that came about. It was an amazing story, but that's his story to tell.
Sure.
It was an incredible story, you know. And he just always, that was what he loved, you know. That's what he liked. I mean, he loved hip hop too. But just his humbleness is was the most key and most important thing here. And if you ever get to meet him, he is kind. If you ask to take a photo with him, he's gonna smile and take the photo. There's nothing bad you can say about the guy. I mean, I can't. You know, it's truly a New York City icon, New York icon. Period.
Sure.
And a very humble person. I think that's what the key here is, being able to be approached and the kindness that is given back. That's kind of like how Agnostic Front is, like how I explained it.
Right.
He's like that. He's like that.
Fits with you guys. That's cool.
Yeah. And you know what? There hasn't been anything of this cool of a collaboration. I mean, since like you got them and Aerosmith, and you have
Anthrax
with
Bring the Noise.
Yeah, Public Enemy, I think was that.
Yeah.
Right? It was great. And then you had that one thing that came out a little bit later, that was the movie that a bunch
Judgment Night soundtrack. Yeah. It's like Biohazard and Onyx and stuff, right?
It's been a long time since something like this, and it's different still. It's very different than any of that you say that I mentioned about, but it's very genuine.
Right, definitely is. Hey, it's Chris Akin from the Classic Metal Show, Chris Akin Presents, and the Seth Williams Show, straight from the uncensored heart of the CMS network. We've just been crowned a certified Rumble creator, and that means we're bringing the heat. All our shows, commercial free, baby. Advanced episode drops, sometimes months before the normal release, so you're not stuck waiting. You'll get all this plus exclusive content for Rumble Premium subscribers that'll blow your mind. And with Rumble Premium, you'll get every CMS Network show and all of Rumble's other videos with no ads and no fluff. This is our official home, Rumble. It's raw, powerful, and unfiltered. You want in? Just hit us up at rumble.com/register/classic metal show to sign up for free commenting, chat live, and just your ability to join the chaos of all of our shows. Then while you're there, swing by any of our videos, smash that Rumble Premium button, and level up. Subscribe now. Don't sleep on this. Hit the link in the description. I want to dig in to another song on the record, which is another one of my favorites, but I'm thinking it comes from from you specifically, from inside you, that's I Can't Win, which,
You know what?
go ahead.
I'm glad you mentioned that. There's a few people have mentioned that. It's one of my favorite songs.
It's a great song.
And I really do love that song. And it does come from inside me. And it's like, if you've read my book, my autobiography, My Riot, my struggles and what I've gone through and have overcome stuff. It's a reflex on going back to that. And it was in a very personal time and very what do you call it, hard time for me. Like, I do suffer through depression here and there, and it was very hard. We were just in the middle of the pandemic, and I got hit with cancer.
Right.
So I'm like thinking, man, like, why do I always get hit back to back with all the stuff? You start reminiscing your life.
Mm-hmm.
It brings me right back to prison. But then, and then you start thinking about like, but wait a minute, like, I can win. Like, it feels like I can't now, but there is always hope. There's always that light in the tunnel. That song was originally called I Can't/Can Win. But
okay,
it's simple. We left it as I Can Win, because the very first part of the song is life's oppression and everything's getting at you. Like, I can't win. And all of a sudden the second part comes around and you see the light and I could do this. I can win,
Sure. So
it's a very personal song, and it was a personal for me, basically, in a certain time in my life, obviously.
Sure. I'm going to tell you a quick story just because I want to use it to lead you to your thoughts. I went through, like you, a life, challenging thing. I was in an industrial accident, burned 69%, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like tons, like 14 months of rehab, learning to rewalk and lose my fingers and all the shit. Same as, not the same, but as well as I do, it's the mental game to it. It's the day to day. Is this ever going to end? Is it going to get better? Is it going to do this and that? And I came out of it a different person. I'll be honest, I was a lazy slug beforehand. Now I own businesses. I've written books. I do this. I have 3 shows. I have a network. I'm constantly on the go because personally, I don't want to waste one more second of my life. And I mean, this was 30 years ago, and I've been going at this pace for 30 years. For you, when you reflect on the cancer diagnosis and going through it, do you look at it as a spark for you that you can't waste any more time? You have to optimize it.
Exactly. And again, it reminisces a lot of my past. And like getting out of prison, I made it a point to do all this other stuff that I wasn't ever doing because I was lazy, doing drugs, blah, blah, blah. Now I stopped drugs. Now I want to live. Now I'm happy. I'm free. I want to do this. I want to play these shows now. I want to, tour the world. I want to do so much. And it's the same thing when like you get these, when people tell you got cancer, you start thinking like, and the first thing you think you're going to die. Everybody's natural thought, and then you're going through everything, you know what I mean? And it definitely, when you overcome it and you get to a level of stability, you're grateful that I was very grateful of the outpour of all the people. And I'm not talking monetary and grateful. I'm talking about like all the comments and stuff that I read and how this community that I've always been a part of and dedicated my life to, which is, helping people deal with their oppression, overcome oppression, did the same thing to me. So it was an immense flow of this gratitude. And I'm like, I can't wait to go back out there and do what I do because this is life,
Yeah, no, definitely.
Tune in, friends. It's Chris Akin Presents, live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join Chris Akin and Eric Ferentinos. Catch the show live on Rumble, YouTube, X, Odyssey, or CMS TV.
And then the last tune, and this really kind of ties in with Wage War as well, Evolution of Madness. Obviously, we're in the worst time, I think, in my 57 years of life with global politics. And I know you stay out of that as much as you can. This song, and of course, Way of War as well, they don't say left, right, any of that stuff, but they do say the system is fucking broke. How are you comfortable leaning that way where you've kind of avoided it for so long, or does the time call for it?
No, it's not about leaning on either way or anything. It's just, for example, I think the biggest at fault of all this stuff,
Mhm.
and especially with evolution of madness too, is it's basically talking about shit like this.
Oh, I totally agree.
I think the internet in general, especially the full force of internet after 2008, when it moves so fast,
Mhm.
and now even worse, AI.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be the worst. I think it's going to be worse than the internet. It already is. If you ask me, I don't
Mhm.
even know. I look at stuff. I don't even know if it's real or fake anymore. It's
Right.
like I don't. That's why I don't even want to go on the internet. I don't know what to believe anymore. You know.
Mhm.
So it's just that is a cry for like everybody just went fucking batshit crazy,
Mhm.
stuck to their fucking phones, and it's a control. It's a control, I think, and it's controlled by bigger people feeding shit into your mind, and it's linking into your mind all your own creativity, and of all the stuff that we've lost humankind. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And the only way to reconnect is to stop or minimize it and come to shows, connect with each other. I always talk about that, and that is the most destructive tool there ever is, because that's what's creating the most diversity in the world ever.
Sure.
And that's really what that one song is about, like the evolution of madness. Like it's
Mhm.
fucking insane, and there's no breaks to it. It's gonna
No.
get worse, and it's getting worse. So I encourage people to try to find time to be a good human, because I think a lot of people have lost that.
Mhm.
There's no. You have to understand, like AI and Chat GBT and all that stuff. There's no soul to that. There's
Sure.
no soul. It's
No.
it's robots,
Mhm.
soulless people, and we're becoming soulless fucking people.
Well, and the worst thing, even with it too, is maybe not the ideas that it pushes, but how it has converted us from what would you call it, longer term thinking to now this 30 seconds and out thinking. That eliminates all creativity. That eliminates all effort. That eliminates everything that we used to take pride in because, oh, it took longer than 30 seconds. Well, fuck it. I'm not going to do it.
Right. Not only that, too, is if you think of the history of the band, going back to the history of the band, when Vinny named the band Agnostic Front, agnostic meaning doubt the absolute truth till you see it with your own eyes, make your own opinion, your own judgment. That's why the logo was that one thing covering one eye.
Yeah.
It's like people don't give a shit now. They look at something one eye, they don't care to even look at what's going on the other side. And that goes back to the cover of Echoes in Eternity, where you have that kid just blindfolded about whatever fucking believes he has, whatever's going on, and marching through all this shit. And he's not even aware that whatever fucking shit, whatever flag or whatever the hell's going on, he's carrying is on fire.
Right.
That's what it all goes about. Like people have lost the connection to really look at things with both eyes and really visualize the world. And a lot of it has to do with everybody stuck with this freaking internet and stuck in this world.
Agree. Totally. Well, let's move on to something a little better than the internet. Let's talk about, you have a new record, Echoes in Eternity. Obviously, we're expecting shows. What are we looking at? I'm assuming going into 26 is when you'll hit it real hard, yes?
Well, yeah, we're hitting it hard now. I'm going to tour any minute, but it's without the record out right now, doing the West Coast. And then the record comes out November 7th, and then we're scheduled to hit the East Coast December 4th.
Okay.
With one really big important show being Vinny's 70th birthday show at Irving Plaza, which is cool. So we're going to hit the whole East Coast with our new record out, Echoes in Eternity. And then we're going to go to Europe in February and hit that. But, it's still out. It's still resonating, still hitting people. People are seeing now the 3 new videos. And
sure.
So it always takes a good 3 months to 6 months to really circulate. So we're excited to see, to see what it brings us for 2026. And we're ready to go out there and do what we got to do.
Right on. Do you still love it? And what I mean by that specifically is I know you love being on stage. I know you love murdering a crowd. I know that part. But I'm talking about the other 23 hours of every day for months at a time.
Well, let me be blatantly honest with you. I do love exactly everything you said.
Okay.
I love that time when it's time to hit the stage. And I'm not a big fan of headlining shows because you're always last, right?
Right.
Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Then you did everything. My energy is above anything you could think of. Now I'm wide awake, but everybody's gone.
Right.
And then I'm stuck looking at my bandmates being like, oh, you guys again. Those guys are my friends, but you know what I mean.
Right.
There's a lot of waiting game, and there's a lot leading to it, you know, and it's fun. It's fun touring America for that reason, because everything happens a little bit later, and you spend a lot of time driving. I do enjoy driving a lot and talking, and then getting there. The day is not as long as when you're doing a bus tour. It's very long because you wake up and you're there. You're stuck there. You can't go anywhere because you're stuck. There's a giant bus outside. You can't take the giant bus anywhere you want to go, And a lot of those tours are usually out in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
So there's a lot of that, but I do enjoy the fact that I could go out and see the world and experience the world. It's something that's very important. A lot of people don't even get to leave their cities or their states or this country. You need to see the world to really experience true. You can read about it or see it in the news, but there's nothing like going to Italy and going to Rome personally, or for example, one place, and I'm lucky enough to have been able to do that multiple times and enjoy the world. And now I've been enjoying that with my family. I took my family on a family vacation there 2 years ago. I'm looking forward to next year to do the same thing, because it's a very important for me, for my children to discover and see the world. And they loved it. They always talk about it. I think it's so important. Different culture, different things.
Welcome to the ultimate experience for hard rock and heavy metal fans. Introducing the CMS Locals VIP app, your #1 destination for all things on the CMS network. Dive into the classic metal show, Chris Akin Presents, Seth Williams Show, and more, all in one place. It's free to get started or elevate your experience with a subscription for just $4.99 a month. Go commercial free, get advanced releases, and enjoy exclusive bonus episodes. Plus, it's the prime spot to chat with like-minded fans who love raw, uncensored commentary. Are you ready to rock? Download from your iOS or Android store, search for the CMS network, and join the community now. It's free, it's easy, and it's the best way to keep our shows with you every single day. Install the locals.com app today and follow the CMS network.
And not for nothing, but I lived in Korea for 2.5 years, and in the military. I was in the military, but I lived in Korea for 2.5 years and traveled everywhere. Went to Spain, France, Australia, everywhere in Europe, et cetera, England. So I get it. And it's weird because once you've done it, you have a very different appreciation for the good stuff you have here. When you walk into some other place and you got guns trained on you, making sure you don't cause a hassle going through customs or whatever. And I know you know that feeling.
Absolutely. And it's so different. Everything. Like I'm going to be honest with you. Americans are very non-appreciative stuff. They don't they got so much stuff at them. And then you look at the Europeans, like, for example, food. Let's talk about food. They can't believe how much food you get, here.
Sure.
As opposed to there, or like, they're like, do you need that much food? Like, why do you get so much? Like, I don't understand. They can't even believe the size of our supermarkets or gas stations, that Buc-ee's, whatever the hell that
right.
Like, they're blown away by like the amount of massiveness, or even in America, the houses that people own now are like mini mansions, They're like, they live a simpler life.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as, I'll take this to go in Europe. There's nothing to go.
No, you sit at the cafe or whatever.
There, and when you're done, you leave it.
Right.
You're not going to ask for a box to go. They're going to look at you like, what do you mean? Like, you're eating or you're not. They're not going to bother you about a tip. There's no such thing as tipping, which I always do anyway. But it's just a different world, man. And it's good to experience these different cultures, the way everything. I mean, even the food over there, like back to food, is way different than the food here.
Sure.
Trying to kill us and poison us here as opposed to there. Try a cheeseburger, a Whopper, or I mean, McDonald's cheese Royal, whatever over there. Try the ones here. They taste differently.
Oh yeah.
They're not allowed to put all their certain crazy stuff that we put in here in the food. So it's just a lot, man.
There it is. I get
it's just a lot, and it's such good to like my wife has a gluten problem and she has a hormone problem, and so much stuff she can't even eat here. It's sad to watch her go through this because she loves food, everything. That we went to Europe, she didn't have a single problem. They don't even know what gluten-free means in Europe.
Sure.
You have a gluten problem.
Well, they don't put anything in the food. That's really what it is. There's no preservatives.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's just a different lifestyle.
It is, definitely. Well, dude, let's wrap this one up. Obviously, you have this killer record, Echoes in Eternity. November the 7th is the date. It's Agnostic Front. Make sure you get it. Roger, where's the best place for us to tell people to go to actually buy something? Because we do not tell them to go to Spotify or whatever. Okay. Where do they go to buy something? Whatever it is, shirt, hat, whatever.
I guess if you go to our website, I mean, to our Instagram or Facebook or any of that stuff, we have our own website too, agnosticfront.com. I guess they will show you, there's be links, and that Instagram is very popular, I guess. Links to where you could buy right now. You could pre-order right now and get t-shirts, and you pre-order every color you want. And keep it there, and they'll tell you exactly where to go and get stuff. That's the one advantage that's good about the internet.
Sure.
Give it that. But I'm like you, I'm not a big fan of Spotify or anything digital. Especially as an artist, but I understand the importance of it, especially for newer artists. People want to be a part of it, or else they fall out of it.
Right.
But I'm a fan of, if you love something, go get the whole thing, the experience with the band from day one, everything they offer you. Because we don't just care about music lyrics, we care about the art and everything. We have something to say, and a lot of people are so caught in, like, they hear a song on Spotify, they get that song, and that's it. You don't even know what the rest of it, packaging, whatever the rest of it was. And it was always, it's punk ethnics, you know what I mean? Like back then, even when I would buy records, it was all based on the cover's cool. Okay, who do they thank? We had the internet. Oh, this sounds good. So if they thank these bands, they got to maybe sound like them, or they like them. And that's how you discovered stuff. And I always hated back then when a band would put out like a 7-inch and it didn't have a cover. I was like, are you that lazy? Like, you can't come up with a really cool, like something cool to art to.
You don't have one art friend if it ain't you.
He even put a picture of the band so we know what you look like,
Right. It's just in a paper sleeve. I remember those days.
Never like that.
I'm with you. Well, one thing I do like, Echoes in Eternity. It is Agnostic Front. November 7th is the date. And Roger, thank you so much for joining me here on Chris Akin Presents.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.